والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Ramadan, a time for self-discovery. What does this topic inspire you? What do you think we will be talking about when we talk about discovering yourself? Are we lost? So we have to look for ourselves? Or so what do you think it's all about? Have you looked one day for yourself and you found yourself somewhere and that made you happy or sad, or you are not happy with the result, or the way your life has been going so far? And this is the thing that we go through every day. And to start with it, I will tell you the story of Al-Ahmad ibn Qais, a man who recited the Quran, and he found one ayah. This ayah is saying, لَقَدْ أَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكُمْ كِتَابًا, we have revealed to you a book, فِيهِ ذِكْرُكُمْ, you are mentioned in that book. أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ, if you have brain, look for yourself then. See, where are you in the Quran? So when we read this ayah, the Quran is talking about me, so I want to know what the Quran said about me. So he started looking for himself in the Quran, reading the Quran from A to Z, and every ayah he would stop on it and think about who this ayah is talking about. And the first ayah made him think, the ayahs are talking about what? The ayah talking about the munafiqeen, Surah Al-Nisa. إِنَّ الْمُنَافِقِينَ يُخَادِعُونَ اللَّهَ وَهُوَ خَادِعُهُمْ وَإِذَا قَامُوا إِلَى الصَّلَاةِ قَامُوا كُسَالَى يُرَاءُونَ النَّاسَ وَلَا يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. The munafiqeen, and what is munafiq? This is an Islamic Arabic word, and I believe you know what is the meaning of munafiq. What it means? When you hear that people in our language, they will tell you like my mom used to tell me munafika. You know, when the mothers are angry with the kids, anta munafika. This is not the Muslims' behavior. So there is true. And nobody wants to be a munafiq. Munafiq means if you say you are a Muslim, you should act like one. So some mothers, when they get angry, so what is the worst they can say? You are a munafiq. This is not the way you're supposed to treat your mom, or the way you live your life here. And others, what they say, especially the Arab ladies, what they say, Allah yahdik, may Allah give you hidayah, may Allah guide you. I mean, it is anger that make your mother pray to Allah to you for the best. Asking Allah to give you guidance, to give you the right way of living your life. Allah yahdik. Yeah, so munafiq means a hypocrite. And what is a hypocrite? Or who is a hypocrite? Someone who hides something inside and shows something different. Or someone who say what they don't believe in. We call them a munafiq. And there are two types of hypocrisy. Hypocrisy in the faith, in the creed, in the belief, or hypocrisy in the action. And once you are a hypocrite in the faith, the person is not a Muslim. Like somebody who will declare Islam, but they are not Muslims, they just want to be among the Muslims to spy, for example. And so, like when you see Napoleon Bonaparte, when he came to Egypt, he dressed like a Muslim, and he put a turban on, looked like Masha, the people of Dao. Why he did that? To let people know, yeah, he loves Islam, and he loves us, look at him, he dressed like us. But he did that because he wanted to win the people's heart. He put a mask on. And many people have been betrayed through the mask. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say. In the hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam say, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَنْظُرُ إِلَى صُوَرِكُمْ وَلَكِنْ يَنْظُرُ إِلَى قُلُوبِكُمْ وَأَعْمَالِكُمْ. Allah does not look at the way you look like, your images. Anybody can put mask on, but he look at what your heart is and what your actions are. That's what the definition of a true human being is, through what they believe in and what they do. So hypocrisy in the faith is somebody who declares Islam with their mouth, but in their heart they are not believers. So we call them hypocrites. And the Holy Quran talk about them, إِنَّ الْمُنَافِقِينَ فِي الدَّرْكِ الْأَسْفَلِ مِنَ النَّارِ. these hypocrites are in the lowest part of Jahannam, because they were not good for Muslims, not good for non-Muslims. When they go to the Muslims, they pretend to be Muslims. When they go to the non-Muslims, they pretend to in between to cause the fitna. Troublemakers will come there. This is the hypocrisy in the faith. But some people, they really believe in Islam. They believe in Allah and the Prophet ﷺ and everything as faith, but they fail in their practical life. As we know that once I claim something, I have to prove it through my action. So, and we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if there is hypocrisy in us, we're supposed to believe there is hypocrisy in us. Because even the Sahaba, they used to be afraid of hypocrisy. And Abu Bakr as-Siddiq and another man, Handala. Handala was walking and he was so sad. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq met him. Handala, what is the problem with you? Handala said, I feel like I'm a hypocrite. I feel it, I'm a hypocrite. He said, why? He said, because when we sit with the Prophet ﷺ and he talks to us and he teaches us, our heart becomes so good and we love Islam and we become so good Muslims once we're hearing the reminding. But the soon we walk out, go into our family life, business life, and so on, we start to forget again. So I feel like I'm a hypocrite. How come I'm different in the masjid? Outside is different. That means I'm a hypocrite. A Muslim is supposed to be one person, have one personality everywhere. So what is that? The personality of Islam. Then Abu Bakr said to him, you know, I have the same feeling. So this is a problem that also makes me worry a feeling. So why don't we go to the Prophet ﷺ and tell him what we are suffering? And both of them, they went. And when they told the Prophet, what did he say to them? He said to them, if you stay everywhere else the way you are with me, if you stay on that level of Iman, you know what will happen? The angels will come down and shake hands with you on your way to your farms, on your way to your workplaces. They will come face to face and shake hands with you. Why? Because you are angels. You cannot be like that. You are a human being, and that is a normal feeling. Sometimes I feel like my iman is up, sometimes down. It is normal because you are a human being. If it is always up and full, that means you are an angel. They don't commit sins. They don't have the nature of evil. Then he said to them, it is a time for this and time for that. I mean, there's no problem if you love this dunya, no problem. But you have to make sure that that love does not kill you. There's no problem with, there are so many things Islam just shows us how to deal with it, and Islam organizes our life for us. So once they heard that, then they became comfortable. Otherwise they feel like they're hypocrite. And Umar bin Khattab, he used to ask Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman. Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman, he is the only man among the Sahaba. The Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam gave him the names of the hypocrites among the Muslims of that time. As you know that some people, they declare Islam just to fight Islam from within. In their depth, they are not Muslims, but they declare it so they can be among the Muslims and cause the trouble, make fitna, make them fight, and so on. But the Prophet ﷺ, he knew that Allah told them who they are. But imagine why the Prophet did not announce their names to the public. Because he did not want any division among the Muslims. They said the Muslims, okay, we hug them. Live with them, we are one community. It's not good when others see the Muslims fighting each other. Even the hypocrites, the Prophet ﷺ considers them as part of the Muslim community. We are not allowed to be divided at all. Even hypocrites, but they left them. But Umar bin Khattab used to say, Hudayfa, can you please tell me who they are? Hudayfa used to say, no, this is a secret between me and the Prophet Muhammad, and I will never go against his secret. Then Umar said, okay, at least, you don't tell me who they are, just tell me one thing. Is my name there? Am I one of them? And Hudayfa said, no. And I will not tell anybody else. If everybody come and ask me, is my name there? I say, no, that means, so then Umar became comfortable. That means I'm not a hypocrite, alhamdulillah. Can you imagine the Sahaba used to be afraid to be a hypocrite? So when Ahnaf was reading this ayah talking about the hypocrites, إِنَّ الْمُنَافِقِينَ يُخَادِعُونَ اللَّهَ وَهُوَ خَادِعُهُم. The hypocrites, they're playing games with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they try to make like tricking Allah, but it is the other way around. You cannot trick Allah, you're tricking yourself. And what is their sign? If I want to know I'm hypocrite or not. وَإِذَا قَامُوا إِلَى الصَّلَاةِ قَامُوا كُسَالَى. When the salat time comes, if I feel lazy and I don't feel like doing it, and even when I do it in a lazy way or in a quick way to get rid of it, that is one sign of hypocrisy. It means I don't love being with Allah. Maybe I love to stay maybe many hours, maybe with a program, with TV, with friends, with everybody. I welcome to maybe the Quran. I don't like to stay with the Quran. I don't like reading it. With my salat, just quickly, they don't enjoy being with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They don't enjoy your salat and they don't care about it. يُرَاءُونَ النَّاسِ. And when they do something good, another sign. They just want to show the people. If no people are around, they will not do anything good. They just want the fame and the name in the society. وَلَا يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. And another sign, they don't remember Allah a lot. Just a tiny bit. They will remember a lot of things, but they don't remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is a sign of the munafiq. And then Ahnaf said, okay, me, I love my salat because truly he loves his salat and he cannot wait until the salat time comes. That means, alhamdulillah, I'm not in this group and I remember Allah a lot. That means, he said, alhamdulillah, I'm not a munafiq. So he passed this ayah. When he was in Surah Al-Anfal, إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ إِذَا ذُكِرَ اللَّهُ وَجِلَتْ قُلُوبُهُمْ وَإِذَا تُلِيَتْ عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتُهُ زَادَتْهُمْ إِيمَانًا وَعَلَى رَبِّهِمْ يَتَوَكَّلُونَ الَّذِينَ يُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ حَقًّا. One ayah in Surah Al-Anfal, that's in the beginning, the first page. إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ, the only true believers are who? Those إِذَا ذُكِرَ اللَّهُ وَجِلَتْ قُلُوبُهُم. Whenever Allah's name is mentioned, their heart will stumble and feel in fear. Whenever you mention the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will see their hearts, they love Allah and they're afraid. Are they doing the right things towards Allah and so on? So they always worry. For some people, they only worry, what is the law? What the law say? Or what the people may think about me? Or what's this? But the true believers, any issue, they just want to find out what Allah said about it. The only worry to me in my life, am I doing things according to Allah's will or not? People get happy and angry, up and down, people change. And relations also change among people. But with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have to be very careful. That is the only relation that it lasts forever. Regardless of good or bad, we're going back to Him. So we're reading this ayah, the description of the true believers. When they hear the word of Allah, their heart full in fear. وَإِذَا تُلِيَتْ عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتُهُ زَادَتْهُمْ إِيمَانًا. And the more they hear from Allah, that is the Quran, the Hadith, their iman increases. And every day they're becoming better and better Muslims. Islam grows in their life, just like their body grows. We start as a baby, as a human being, and then our bones growing, our body, and so on. These people also, their iman and their Islam grows every day. وَعَلَى رَبِّهِمْ يَتَوَكَّلُونَ. And they believe the only one who can support me in my life is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. الَّذِينَ يُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ. Those people who take care of their salah properly, and when Allah gives them money to test them, they share it with the poor people. These are the people, أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ حَقًّا. These are the true believers. So when Ahnaf recited that ayah, and he said, I wish I am among these people, but looking at myself, no, I am not sent to go to do it. So he kept on reading until he recited the ayah, وَآخَرُونَ اعْتَرَفُوا بِذُنُوبِهِمْ خَلَطُوا عَمَلًا صَالِحًا وَآخَرَ سَيِّئًا عَسَى اللَّهُ أَنْ يَعْفُوَ عَنْهُمْ. Some people, they admitted their sins in life. They did good and bad in life. They admit it and they feel guilty every day. I did this, I did that. And what the ayah said, ask Allah, Allah may accept them, Allah may forgive them. And when Allah says may, it means surely He will do it. People who are, because this is what we are. فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. Human have these two qualities, good and bad. And if we go towards the good, we will go to the level of the malaika and higher. If we go towards the other one, we will go even lower than the animals. But being in the balance, it means it is a good sign there. When people admit, because once we admit that we are wrong, that will make us, okay, I want to make a change in my life. So this man was looking for himself and he believed he is not a munafiq, he is not a perfect believer, but he is someone who believes in Allah and does his best in life. But he admits, I have mistakes in my life, but I have a hope that Allah will forgive me. That is, he discovered himself in the Quran. And when we talk about Ramadan, it is a time for self-discovery. And how to do that? It comes with the self-conversation. If you take yourself to a room or to a courtroom, and don't just having a journal, then start to say, okay, I want to rewind my life and see the whole year from last Ramadan until now. We have only a few more days to go for Ramadan. What happened? I was walking on this earth. How many times I step over, maybe a rocket, and I fall down and go to hell. I mean the journey of life. Step over and drop me. When we do the wrong things, disturbing the journey of our soul towards salvation. And we mean that is that we have been falling down and getting up and so on. And this is what life is. And when we rewind our life and see, sometimes you will be really sad for what we have done and you are not happy with it. And sometimes you are proud of yourself for what you have achieved. And all of these feelings, sometimes you get angry with yourself, sometimes you get happy. Sometimes you criticize yourself, sometimes you praise yourself. All of this, in the end, it really moving you towards salvation and peace and success before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Ramadan is a moment for that. And this one I gave to you. I mean, it will help us. Just follow it like a pattern of what I'm going to do every day in Ramadan. I'm going to make sure I don't miss these things. Every day, just make sure we do. It is just a training process for one to start with, and really discover ourselves. But we never know, as we know that we are the children of what? We are not children of life, we are children of death. It means we are alive to die. And knowing that, how many times we see a wedding ended in funeral thing? From extreme happiness to extreme sadness. A wedding turned into a janaza. You can see that. How many times we are happy with children and we're waiting for their growth, but we didn't know, maybe last year, somebody was sitting somewhere in the world and preparing the coffin, the white cloth for this child. We didn't know. Somebody was getting a job, making this and selling, making money, and it was man or the child that were waiting for the growth. How many times this happened? How many times we see sick people on the dead people for years, and healthy people are dying every day, and the sick people are still alive. It means we never know truly when we will go and embrace our mother, which will abolish the death. We are the children of death. And when we think like that, and getting this type of opportunities from last Ramadan until now, many people have no chance to face Ramadan. Even some people in our community are told they have 4 months to live. They have 5 months to live. And this is how it is in Australia. Some people have cancer, some people have this, and they have been told. And they know it. It means within these 4 months, I have to do my best. I have 4 months to live. So what is the value and what is the fruit of my life there? Maybe me and you, maybe we have 1 day to live, or 1 hour, we don't know. Due to that, we still have a long dream. What we're planning for that. But for those who have been told, Islamically, we should not tell people when they're going to die because Allah knows the wisdom. That's why He told us, وَمَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ مَاذَا تَكْسِبُ غَدًا وَمَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ بِأَيِّ أَرْضٍ تَمُوتُ. A soul will never know when you're going to die and where, on what part of the globe, your birthplace or your death place. We don't know. And it is good for us not to know, keep it as a surprise. And we always are afraid of something that may come suddenly. That's why death is something sudden. Allah kept it like that for us to be ready every time. And being alive in this month of Ramadan. I mean, if tomorrow is 15th of Shaban, we will have only 15 more days to go. And we enter Ramadan, who comes and visits us every year. And it's coming to tell us, okay, time to discover yourself. This is a month, paradise doors are open, Jahannam doors are closed. The devil, the terrible shaitans are chained. So it is you are on your own. So discover yourself. You have no chance to blame shaitan anything, because now you are free. You can really see who you are now in the month of Ramadan. If shaitan is not there to tell me what to do or what not to do, that means I'm the one to see myself, the real me. And if we find ourselves as far as Safilin, in the low of the lowest, we have to swim in that mud. Not because we like swimming in the mud, but in order to get out of the mud. That way we can struggle and fight against, sinful life and so on, and make sure that by the time this month will end, we are in a full picture of knowing ourselves. We have discovered who we are, and we made the program properly, and the course of Ramadan truly let us know who we are and what we are planning for the next life. And that's what we mean. A month like that, if we could not really go back to ourselves and speak to ourselves and pull out all the weeds that has been disturbing our Iman growth, Ramadan will go, and then shaitans will be freed, and humans go back to their normal life, but the believers will remain in their normal life, the life of piety, the life that reminded me, even the food that I eat, if Allah say no, I should not, because one day He will say it. A day will come when we have no right anymore, even to let one drop of water pass through our throat. Not one handful of food can go. And Malakul will say it, O son of Adam, there's nothing anymore for you on earth. The food that has been written for you, you have eaten it all. No more food for you. The water that written for you, it's over. The air that goes in and out of your lungs, no more. And truly, that means we have nothing anymore on earth, we have to go to the next life. At that moment, we don't want to say, oh Allah, send me back only 1 hour. I will be a different human being. It will not be accepted. We had 83 years in the month of Ramadan. Can you imagine? Laylatul Qadr, khairun min alf shahr, 1,000 months. It is 83 years. And we can get this reward. How many of us will live for 83 years? We cannot raise our hands and say, me. It's very hard. Life getting shorter and shorter, and we can notice today the young people die more than the elderly people. And we can see people die up to 43, 45, and so on, and we can see it every day. And in this month, we have the chance to achieve the good deeds of 83 years of your life in Laylatul Qadr. That night is in the month of Ramadan. Truly, it is the same time when all the malaika, those who have it, who live in the heavens, and the leader, Jibreel alayhi salam, they come down on earth on that night to practice their ibadah with the true servants of Allah on earth. I mean, imagine that way. If, I don't say people, but malaika made that journey. تنزل الملائكة, all the malaika, they come down, والروح, and روح من Jibreel, they come down on that night on earth to share with the believers to remember Allah. If people make that distance all the way to come, and then they come and found me, I'm wasting Ramadan just like a museum. But some people have a special program for Ramadan, and what is that? They're playing cards the whole night. Some people, they're making special dramas for Ramadan. Some people, I mean, you name it. I mean, what can we say when we compare these people and those who came from far away, the Malaika, and they actually came to share this ibadah with us. And they found us, we are not guaranteed to be saved. Malaika are guaranteed. And when they see us look at what they say, Jibril made his dua. And the Prophet Muhammad said, what was it? Jibril's dua? Ba'uda, man adraka Ramadana wa lam yughfar lahu. He is a real loser. And may Allah keep them away. Anyone who had the chance to survive in Ramadan and they didn't utilize it to be forgiven by Allah. What else can you? What else can change your life? فَبِأَيِّ حَدِيثٍ بَعْدَهُ يُؤْمِنُونَ. The Quran could not change my life. Allah's words. The Prophet Muhammad's sacrifice and his word, the Sahaba, all the ulama, they could not change my life. What else can change my life? And the Quran said, no, nothing else. What is a conversation that will make a change in your life after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So the month of Ramadan, truly, it is a time when we have to stick to ourselves and say, now I know who I am and I want to make a change. And what is that change? Put ourselves in the list of those people who say, look, I made the course and I passed the course and I will be employed with a certificate of that course. And the course of Ramadan, to read Quran and follow it and pray Taraweeh, Tahajjud, fast during the day, and when we do the fasting, we do the best one. There are 3 levels of fasting, as Imam Ghazali said. What do you think the 3 levels are? There are 3 levels of fasting. The ordinary one, the special one, and the extra special one. So what is the ordinary fasting that I can say in the end of the day, look, I did my fasting? What is it? The minimum fasting level. Yeah, don't eat and drink and don't have any intercourse during the month of Ramadan, during the fasting time. If we do that, I did my fasting. But this is the normal fasting. I mean, if I don't do that, I become criminal in Ramadan because I didn't do my fasting. I'm eating and drinking in Ramadan, I become a criminal because halal food becomes haram to a Muslim who is adult, healthy, not traveling, not elderly person, not breastfeeding, not pregnant. Halal food becomes haram. But if one is sick or traveling or pregnant, breastfeeding, or the monthly period, or elderly, they can't fast anymore, or they are a kid, they don't have to fast. Otherwise, so in the month of Ramadan, what happens? The ordinary thing that I have to stop drinking and eating for the whole day. This is that I did my fasting. Allah accept it or not, we don't know. But the special one, what is it? So we spoke about someone who didn't eat, didn't drink. But what happened? They use their eyes to look at haram while they're fasting. They use their ears to listen to haram while they're fasting. They use their legs to go to haram places. Or they're misbehaving, or they're backbiting, or they're swearing, and you name it. And all of these things making holes in their mind, holes everywhere. And their reward will be leaking until it finish. Because your fasting has been scratched. With what? Your tongue has destroyed your fasting, your eyes, or your ears, or your feet. So what happens? So the special fasting are the people who decide not eating, not drinking, also they lower their gaze. They will never look at anything immoral. And also they will not listen to something that the desire of the soul. And what is that? Listening to something, bad words, or listening to the trumpet of shaitan, as Islam told us. There is something we love, but we love Allah more. And Allah tests us through what we love. Because sometimes people say, but this is necessary for my life. This is part of a medicine for my soul, like music. Say, don't sacrifice your fasting in Ramadan. Just because you want to listen to this and you sacrifice Allah, or you forget He is the one who gave you the ni'mah of hearing. A day will come, your eardrum will be popped and you will have no chance to hear nothing anymore. Now we can do that, we better to listen to something good. So if we do that special fasting, lower our gaze, our ears, our tongue, because that is special. We don't go to haram places, we don't participate in haram activities, and we have a special fasting. That's an extra special one. What is it? I mean, it's a fasting that these people in is what is the full meaning of the word fasting. They didn't eat and drink, they did not listen to haram, or go to haram place, or anything like that, plus what? They went extra, which means with all of this, at every moment they utilized, like praise the Tarawih with the khushu, and they didn't waste any minute or any second in Ramadan. They utilized the whole month, full body, to remember Allah, read the Quran, charity and donation, and learning about Islam. Being fully, they occupy their soul to give it fully to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is an extra special fasting. And we are to end that. It is only 30 days, and these 30 days will give a mark to our life. So what is that mark? You have passed or you have failed. The first part of that man is what? Rahmah, mercy. One will become candidate to receive and be granted mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your life. You will have a merciful life, merciful feeling, merciful thoughts, and you will have mercy towards human society. This is what fasting brings into our life, because it makes you hungry and it makes you feel like weak or you are in need. And when people with this feeling, they will kill their sense of arrogance or selfishness in their system. So Ramadan is a training for us. I want to be merciful. I want to be a truly human being in the state of weakness, poverty. They raise their hand to Allah asking for help. But when everything is fine, they seem to say, I don't need anybody's help. I don't need anything. Until they start to say, look, even God, I don't need him. Look at what Fir'aun said. إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَيَطْغَى أَنْ رَآهُ اسْتَغْنَى. Man, they go beyond their limit when they think they are rich. It is not something they own, Allah gave it to them. So in the month of Ramadan, we remember, okay, we want to be on that level, and in order to make it happen, we need the certificate. You will have to wait at the end of the month, a certificate saying that إِنَّ اللَّهَ مَعَ الْمُتَّقِينَ. Allah is with you from now, because you are a God-fearing person. Certificate of taqwa. And if we discover ourselves in Ramadan, then we'll find out, okay, what are the shortcomings, what is up and down in my life, and we will really chant ourselves in that month, and by the end, what will happen? We will have the certificate, and we will have the taqwa. And that is the purpose of the whole month course. All you who believe, fasting is prescribed on you the way it was on the nations before you. Why? لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. So that you will win piety, you will gain piety. Have taqwa. And this taqwa is something that our parents remind us wherever we go. For example, when we want to travel, our mom and dad will say, travel in the company of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and fear Allah wherever you are. If you fear Allah, we have no worries about you. If somebody fear Allah, send them anywhere you want, and don't be afraid. At all, they will be fine. Because Allah is with them. Inna Allaha ma'al muttaqeen. And if Allah is somebody, don't worry about them. Dunya and akhirah, even if something bad looks bad to us happen, don't worry, it is good. Because Allah promised, He is with them. So our parents tell us this way, when we want to maybe to go to another city, maybe for education or another country, they will just look, put with you in your bed, make it your provision, the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you keep that, you will be fine. Because our parents cannot follow us everywhere we go. Especially when we start growing up, they should be able to sit here and send us out, and they are not panicked because they can see Allah is with my son, Allah is with my daughter, I have no worries. The mother of Musa alayhi salam was promised, put Musa in the box and throw in the ocean, and go home and don't be afraid. She was promised with two things. إِنَّا رَادُوهُ إِلَيْكِ وَجَعِلُوهُ مِنَ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. We will bring your son back to you. Not only that, we will make him a prophet. The mother has to believe. It was very difficult to make my kids survive. I had to put them in the box and put in the ocean. This is a way to keep a kid safe? No. In the eyes of Allah, yes. And we imagine when Musa grew up and he went through a test with Al-Khadr. When he went with Al-Khadr to the journey in the big ship, what happened? Al-Khadr started making calls in the ship. What Musa said? What are you doing? These people took us for free. You know you are making a damage to their earth. Do you want to make them sing and drown and die? What did Khadr say to him? Musa, you forgot? When your mother threw you into the ocean, who saved you from drowning? It is Allah. The same one will save these people. So Khadr knew what he was doing here, but he just was reminding Musa to tell us we don't know everything. And the moment you start to say, I know everything, that is the time for you to start learning, because you know nothing yet. And this word is a word of arrogance. We should never say. And why we see sometimes in our life, some people, they have the knowledge as information, but they don't have the attitude of a scholar. And due to that, you don't ever want to listen to them, because you will see maybe a scholar with arrogance, a scholar with harshness, a scholar with hatred, a scholar with racism, and you name it. It is not the fault of Islam, it is that man's character. He has to get rid of that. Otherwise there will be scholars who go to Jahannam, there will be ignorant people who will go to paradise. Why? Because they are ignorant, but they fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And these people, when they know, they are the kings of paradise. So it's not knowledge who will make somebody safe, not the wealth, not the kingdom, but the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So everybody needs that. As a young man, as a child, as an elderly, we need taqwa with us. What is supposed to say to them in this dunya. And Ramadan is a time to train ourselves how to get that taqwa. As I said, the parents remind us, and people who care for you, when they see you being drifted a bit, they think, look, fear Allah. We don't want to see you get hurt, so fear Allah, because one of the names of Allah is Al-Muntaqim, the one who is revenge. From who? From the sinful people. And we can say example. When Fir'aun did all what he did, what he went through in the end, he saw the result of his life. And recently, when Saddam, what he did, Gaddafi, who used to say to the Libyan people, I will chase you and get you out of even the whole of the rest and destroy you, all of this. He is the one who was taken out of the homes and being shot and let him bleed to death. Allah is Muntaqim. The Egyptian president Hosni Mubarak, when he was in power, and he took the man who is in leadership now. When Hosni in power, that man was in prison. And now that man in power, Hosni in prison. There are things in our life, if you really click, there are signs. But many people, they ignore these signs, and they think, look, this is my life, I do what I want, but it's coming. The only thing will hurt me tomorrow is the bad things I did yesterday. That is the only enemy can hurt us. So be very careful in your life. Don't do wrong, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said to any victim, I will make you victorious even after a while. Allah is with them. Especially when people go during the night and pray to Allah and complain against somebody who did wrong to them, Allah will say yes to them. One of the people's dua is accepted when wrong is done to you. And you complain to Allah, Allah will give you the victory and stay in. So we don't go to it. So Ramadan really help us to discover all of these things. What are the wrong things I have been causing to my family so far? It is time for this. I discover myself and stop that. To my community, to my country, to my world, to my Quran. For how long I'm going to neglect the book of my life. When I will give a time to this book and learn it and be a true student of the Quran, it is the month of Ramadan in which it was revealed. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن. The month of Ramadan in which the Quran was revealed. Why? هدى للناس, as a guide for mankind. Am I a human being? Yes. This book is for you. And many people really, they get this meaning in the month of Ramadan, and this telling some of the things that you can do. What type of Quran you can read in Ramadan, how many ayah you will decide to memorize. That's why I just copied it for you, so I don't have to say it in the class anymore. So inshallah, if we follow this, it is something really help us make use out of Ramadan. So by the time it goes, inshallah, we have the certificate of the taqwa. And with that certificate, we want to take it with us in the grave. And when the Malak will not ask us a question, we show it to them. It is something, it will be with us wherever we go, and we need it to avoid harm from our life, dunya and akhirah. On this earth, taqwa should be our armor, something that can protect you from harm. It's when you fear in everything, at every step, because there is so many things on this earth. And one of these things is what? It is me and you, a Muslim who Allah sent as an ambassador to show mankind what is the right lifestyle. And this is the mission of every Muslim. And Ramadan is training us really to discover ourselves, and now the task Allah has given to us. And this is to convey this book, the Quran, to our soul and to all human society. And make it practical. And mean it when we say Allahu Akbar. Allah is the greatest. When we really get the real meaning of this word, we will never hesitate where we do. Yesterday, after Maghrib, I had one Australian girl. She came here. She wanted to become a Muslim. And she's thinking that straight away, how my mom and dad will take it when they see me with the hijab. That is her concern. I mean, can you imagine living like 19 years old in Catholic? As she said, look, as I found things are not right. My heart is more into Islam. But she has been leading and leading. She's asking, shall I declare it now or not? So if it's up to me, and it is clear, if it's up to me, I will say, Claire, as my sister, I don't want any harm to touch you. You say it right now. Islam doesn't tell us to do that. Because the footsteps you are taking, that is the right one. I want to know the door I'm about to open. Because once I open it, you are not allowed to close it. That's what Islam is. Take your time to know it fully, to make sure that is what I'm looking for. I'm not in a hurry. Allah doesn't want idols. He wants people who know what they're doing and what they believe in. And once you really go into it with knowledge, it becomes your faith and nobody can take it away from you. So your process is fine. Keep on reading and asking and coming and so on. And when the time comes, because you are already a Muslim, I know it. And when you say it now, just to change your social life. Otherwise you are a Muslim already because it is in your heart. Take your time to study and so on. I mean, 19 years old in the society, from the Catholic family, mom and dad against her, you know, I told her, look, you know what's going to happen? You have to make another ID to become a Muslim. You're going to be discriminated against because of your hijab and so on. Just take it easy. Hijab, it doesn't mean if I can't use hijab, doesn't mean I cannot be a Muslim. Islam grows in our life. And the time will come when you will realize, actually it was not up to my mom and my dad, it was up to me. This is a permanent relation between me and my Creator. My mom and dad one day will move out of my life. I will die or they die. But this is something to deal with my direct responsibility to the one who made me exist, through my mom and dad. But when you can see, she really has to do that, but we always encourage the people to know it, because many people adapt Islam without knowing it, and they never take it serious, and one day they change their mind again. Once you do, even Islam said, فَعْلَمْ أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. When you say La ilaha illallah, say it with knowledge. Don't just imitate, but we have no time to read about everything, and then say, okay, no, I will declare it, but we never know when that will come. It is up to me. I will say, clear, you say it now, because you are already a Muslim, but now you are just learning more about Islam to engage with, but not for your mom and dad. They will have people in our societies, sometimes they give you a hard time for a while, because many people are against the Chinese, especially how come my own daughter, I mean, who believe one day Lenin's daughter will become a religious girl, not a Muslim but a Christian, living in the house of communism, the king of communism, Lenin and Stalin, and her own daughter against that. Why? because she wants to be herself, nothing to do with my dad or my mom, it is to do with me. I have my own file, and I'm responsible for my life, and Allah will ask me about that. That's why we say death can come out of life, and life can come out of death. The parents who are dead with kufr, with disbelief, and they give life to a daughter or a son who become alive with Islam. The only way to be alive is to live your life according to Allah's way. And Ramadan helping us for this type of the process. So when the first night of Ramadan comes, truly we make it. This is the beginning of the test. And we know what we have to do. This is the time we need the jihad. If jihad means the mighty struggle to force ourselves to stay on what is right, and force ourselves to remove it from what is wrong. This is a real jihad. And it's an everyday basis we need to do, starting with our heart. What is our feeling? And we clear it from all the filth, the hatred, the jealousy, the selfishness, and you name it. And make sure when Ramadan comes, we are ready to welcome it. People in the past, what they used to do. For 6 months, they're praying to Allah, oh Allah, give my body, give my life to Ramadan, and give Ramadan to me, and take Ramadan back from me, accept it. See how short the dua is and how serious? Give me to Ramadan, it means please keep me alive until Ramadan, and give Ramadan to me. Help me make use out of Ramadan, and then take Ramadan back of me, mean accept my fasting. Then we say in the end of the fasting, Allahumma laka sumtu, oh Allah, I did my fasting for you. I did my fasting to stop my mouth from eating, to stop my eyes from looking, my ears. So fasting means to stop from what? From everything that is illegal in Islam. But mainly the food and the drink, and these are the two things open the desire of the human being. The more we eat, the more the highway of shaitan is in our life. So many desire, but the more we are hungry, also the road of desire becomes so narrow. So it is a training for us, and due to desire, how many people ignore Allah? And sometimes they are ready to sacrifice their religion and their moral duties to enjoy something sinful in a few minutes. Why? Because of the desire. But once we can really control our desire, this is the beginning of our Imam. And Ramadan help us do that. Can you imagine? We like to look at things, we like to listen, we like to eat, we like to this. Ramadan, lower the gaze, put our mouth closed, our ears, and turn it towards, the shining light coming from the heaven. The nur of the Quran, we direct our heart to that. So and a believer, you remember the Holy Quran called as what? The trees of God on earth. Who are they? The believers. أَلَمْ تَرَ كَيْفَ ضَرَبَ اللَّهُ مَثَلًا كَلِمَةً طَيِّبَةً كَشَجَرَةٍ طَيِّبَةٍ. A good word, a good heart, a good human being, just like a good tree. أَصْلُهَا ثَابِتٌ. What is the definition of a good tree? The strong one. The roots are very deep in the depth, very strong, and the branches in the sky, very tall and plenty of fruit. This is a believer is the tree of Allah on earth. Very firm with their faith, and their fruit are so sweet. Their behavior, their character, their family life, you name it. So we are the trees of Allah on earth, and we should make the fruit evidence for the rest of the society. And that is the month of Ramadan. The month is full of this reality. We are here to do what? To feed our soul. When we are stopping our stomach from eating and drinking, we are feeding our soul, and we are making the access of shaitan to us very weak and very slow, you can say, and very narrow roads for him. And if we can stay like that, what will happen after Ramadan? I say, look, I discover myself in Ramadan, I don't want to lose myself again. Enough is enough. What else more I need in my life? And for how long? And when will I be serious to my faith, to my Lord, to my moral duties, and so on? That's what we need to discover ourselves in the month of Ramadan. Simply, just follow the footsteps, what a believer should be doing in this month in order to make the most out of it. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us his divine support. And what is divine support? When Allah see your heart sincere, struggling on your way to Him, and then He will give us a goal. He will help you achieve what you really want. We call that tawfiq, the divine support. And Allah, if Allah doesn't give us that, no one can help us. And we know we are a nation. Last time in the fundraising dinner, when the minister was talking, that he is against anybody try to give the Muslims hard time, but forbids them to have all of this. You can do that, but over my dead body. You can say, thank you, minister, but remember, the Muslims are the people, no one can protect them except Allah. When Allah decides to punish them, no one can protect them. So, and no one can punish them also except Allah. Even if the whole world want to help the Muslims, they cannot, because Allah decided to bring the adab, because they are disloyal to the faith that they have claimed. So we are somebody who nobody can protect. The only one can protect us is who? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. People can try, but no, because the Holy Quran says, وَمَنْ يُهِنِ اللَّهُ فَمَا لَهُ مِنْ مُكْرِمٍ. If Allah puts someone down, no one can put them up. And what will make Allah put somebody down? When they walk on the flames of the sins, the sinful things burning their iman, burning their deen, and automatically they are going down. And with the iman, a time like Ramadan will remind us, truly, we are the children of death, we are the children of poverty, we are the children of loneliness in our graves, and we name it. So Ramadan, inshallah, will be a revival for us. So discover ourselves, and also, what's another word we can say? Discover and recover. If we have been hurt with sins the whole year, we want to be healthy, to recover from that sickness, that disease. It's only 15 days to go. And truly we pray to Allah from our death to give us to Ramadan our bodies and our soul, and give Ramadan to us. How He gave it to us? When we are able to utilize, do the Taraweeh, do the dhikr, read the Quran, do the fasting, double the way we pay the charity, and so on. So that means Ramadan is ours. And in the end, we get the certificate, we pass the test of Ramadan, and we take this one with you wherever you go, take it with you to your grave, take it with you to the Sirat, when you have to cross the Sirat, take it with you to the door of paradise, and that's your idea to go in. And if you don't get that in Ramadan, it is a season for us, inshallah. And when we practice this, truly it will help us to discover ourselves. What my Lord wants me to do. My day-to-day life, my clothing, my earning, my eating, my education, my social behavior, my family attitudes, you name it all. And Ramadan can make us really bring the chance out. And that we want to cover. Not easy. It is a jihad, the mighty jihad we can say, is when we have to fight ourselves. What is the only way to win when you are fighting yourself? Get your weapon. And what is that weapon? You give up the evil. Otherwise we cannot fight ourselves. The only way to win it is to break your weapon and declare peace with your Lord and with your society. That's how we need this type of two peace. Peace between me, vertically between me and my Lord, and between me and the people of Allah, who He made around me for the test. Especially those who are very close. And we can start from now. If I have a problem with my brother, my sister, my uncle, my auntie, my mom, my dad, we have to sort it all out. So when Ramadan comes, we enter it as a family. There is no point of me fasting the whole month, praying every day, while I don't talk maybe to my brother or my sister or my mom and dad. I'm wasting my time. We have to really enter Ramadan with a very innocent and clean soul, so that we can observe it properly and discover ourselves properly. Even if we have to force ourselves, this is the wrong thing, I will give it up, because we never lose when we give up the wrong things. It may be difficult sometimes, but say, look, I will do this for myself, not for me. If I listen to myself and my desire, I may not forgive this, but I'll say, Father, with it. That is the ibadah. To prove that I'm serving to Allah, I will do what He wants. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us His divine support to discover ourselves by using the 30 days, which will be a big chance to our life forever. And hold on to that certificate. We don't put it on the wall and then forget it and go out. No, we take it with us when we teach the certificate of taqwa. If you have questions about Ramadan, personal issues, dealing with your work, or things like that, it is time to train ourselves on how to enter the fasting. For example, the niyyah. What is niyyah, Kimya? Kimya's daughter. Niyyah? Intention, yeah. And in Ramadan, you know, if I want to, for example, tomorrow, if you say, tomorrow, you didn't decide to fast tomorrow. But then you wake up in the morning and you say, you're not happy with the breakfast, and now at 9 o'clock, okay, I'm going to fast today. Can you do that? Or you have to make the niyyah from the, before the subuh. With voluntary fasting, yes, you can do that. And the Prophet ﷺ, sometime when he come home from the masjid, after back home, after the sunrise, ask his wife, any food for breakfast? They say, no food. He said, okay, then I will be fasting them today. But if it is the compulsory fasting, and what is compulsory fasting? When fasting becomes compulsory, there are one well known to everybody. Which one is that? The compulsory fasting. Ramadan. It's compulsory. What else is compulsory to fast? Something we call oath or nadhr. Like if I say, oh Allah, if you don't pass my exam, I will fast 3 days for you. If you pass your exam, you must fast 3 days. You must. What the Prophet called that? You say, oh Allah, if I pass my exam, I will give $100 donation. What the Prophet called that? The donation of the greed. I will not do something unless Allah do something. We don't go to Allah like that. Say, oh Allah, if you do this, I do that. No. But if you make this anyway, it becomes compulsory. You must fast 3 days because you made a promise. So we call that nadhr. And if you don't do it, it becomes sinful. You owe Allah 3 days. Otherwise, so this type of fasting, you must make the niyyah during the night, before the subuh time. Like if tomorrow is Ramadan, by the sunset of today, I have to make the intention. From the sunset until subuh, this is a time frame. I have to make the intention in my heart, tomorrow I'm fasting for Ramadan. Just make the presence of the niyyah in. You don't have to say it, nawaitu sawma ghadin and adai fardi shahr Ramadan. You don't have to say it. There's a presence of what you're going to do tomorrow in your heart. That is the intention. Every day in Ramadan you have to do. Imam Malik said you can just say from day 1 of Ramadan and one fast the whole month, and that will do. But the most strong opinion is that we have to say it every night, day by day. So to fast is to niyyah is compulsory, and we don't forget that because it is the pillar of the fasting. Without the niyyah, our fasting is nullified. We have to pay one day back after Ramadan. It is that serious to make a difference between the sunnah fasting and the farz. What happens if you do your fasting and then you forgot, especially the first week? You go to school and then you forgot and then you have your lunch. What will you do after that? Ask for forgiveness. Why? Because it was a mistake. But your fasting is valid. You don't have to pay a day back. So the Prophet said it, when you are fasting and you eat or you drink, don't worry, it is something Allah has provided you. That was some ulama said, if somebody they is starving and you see them eating in Ramadan because they forgot, don't tell them that. Let them eat a bit and then you are fasting. Once you tell them, then they have to, don't swallow anything anymore. Because you did it out of forgetfulness. If you know the person is starving, let them eat a bit, and then stop there. So when we do out of forgetfulness, it is fine. Just carry on your fasting and you don't have to pay back after Ramadan. What about when you are traveling from here to Sydney? Can you keep your fasting or you cannot? You can, yeah. So it is option because it is very easy journey. You have to say not only 3 hours by driving, half an hour by flight. But still, if you want to break the fasting, you are allowed to break it. And if you fasted, also it's fine, yeah. So just to make it easy for you. Any other question you have about the fasting? What about fasting and medication? If somebody had asthma, for example, what about fasting and taking the puffer? Does it break the fasting? It doesn't break the fasting. Because not substantial, not a food that will feed you, it's just your air. So it doesn't break the fasting, people who are using it. But you know already, if you are sick, you don't have to fast. But this type of sickness, like flu and all of this, you don't have to fast. But injection, any type of injection that does not feed you, also does not break the fasting. What about when you are cooking? Can you taste the food and see if the salt is enough or not enough? If you are fasting? Yes. Because tasting doesn't break the fasting until you swallow it. Just like when you make wudu, you are tasting the water. It doesn't break the fasting. Also. Any more questions about fasting? In what month the Holy Quran was revealed? In the month of? What month? Ahlam? In what month the Quran was revealed? January or February or June or July? I thought you left actually. I can't go with you tomorrow, it's fine. Unless you need I can't go what time suits you, I can't go back to you. So I just leave it to you. Yeah, the cards are filled in. There are 2 boxes. Yeah, I put the children's books all in one box, and the other box I'll just leave it to you. Like so. My son will help you. Get my keys from the 2 boxes. I'll call you after the class and I'll tell you what happened.
So, I just get...
Yeah, he will come and join us. Yeah. He will come to the car outside and help you with this. What I was saying? Yes, the Quran was revealed in the month of Ramadan. In what night? What was the night? In the night of Al-Qadr, the power. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. Shahr Ramadan alladhi unzila fihi al-Quran. So this is the month of the Quran, and we should give it its right. Read the Quran and be a true student of the Quran and use mind. Simply what you need to do, get the translation of the Quran. Right? Okay, I guess end the class, huh? Anyway. Okay, so inshallah, may Allah help all of us to get it right with this man. So another Wednesday, I think we have more class, huh? One more class. If it's not Ramadan, yeah, we come. And if it's Ramadan, inshallah, this will be the last one. And during Ramadan, of course, nothing. And may Allah help all of us to get it right. Now we turn it off.